Good morning, Quadcopter 101, and one more review of the Eachine Mirage E500. If you haven't gathered, I really like this airplane. But by request, I have included an FPV camera on board it. We're going to fly FPV. Let me show you how I hooked up FPV to it. Oh, before we get into that, congratulations, Rolando Avendano. Rolando Avendano is today's Notification Squad winner. He was the first to say first in one of my recent videos, so he wins a shout out. Okay, how did we hook this up? I just zip tied it. I poked little holes through the side of the fuselage here, or the canopy here, with a melted paper, or a hot paper clip, went right through it like butter, and then put a zip tie through it to zip tie this all-in-one on there. I also have a 5-volt LiPo battery inside there, just velcroed on the other side there to hold it in place. And to fire it up, all we do is simply plug it in. Hold on. Plug it into that battery, and we should be good to go here. There we go. And double checking the view. Looks reasonably well. And turning on my transmitter. Transmitter's on my T8 SG. I'm using that again. And plugging in the aeroplane. Making sure red to red, black to black. That's correct. So that's plugged in. So we should be just about good to go. Canopy snapped on. Got a wind coming from that direction there, so I'm going to put it slicing into the wind, so to lessen the surface area viewed by the wind. And now turning on my FPV goggles, I'm going to be flying line of sight, although I am going to be recording this FPV video, so give you guys an idea of what I would be seeing if I would be flying FPV. But I really need to practice line of sight flying, fortunately or unfortunately. Okay, we are recording through my FPV goggles over in the chair there, and arming. Actually, it is armed automatically here, but setting the switch to vertical set. I'm going to take off. See that wind pushing that thing? That's the wind blowing it away, but switching to horizontal mode. Being buffeted a bit by the wind. I'm going to go up higher. And then switching to acro. Oh, that switch came in handy there, didn't it? I was heading toward the ground. Let me bring it in over toward me here. Actually, I'm going to try to fly it upwind. Okay, I'm in acro. And that's it balancing itself in acro. See, acro is stabilized to prevent wind gusts and stall. Okay, so there is some protection there for, well, see? It can actually fly. It actually has some stability there, folks, in acro. Let me go back into acro again. Again in acro again. I got my stick centered today. I'm not doing anything with the pitch roll stick. Just giving it throttle. Turning with rudder. Now giving it a little bit pitch. Trying to get a feel for it. Still in acro. Still in acro. So see, it is somewhat stabilized in acro. There, I did an Immelman. Another one. So, all in all, pretty neat airplane. Intermediate flyers should like this. Should be a good intro to acrobatics. And again, if you get into trouble, just flip it back into stabilized mode. like that and bring it back to you. So it should be very easy actually for most flyers back in acro. But again, keep in mind, acro does have some stability into it. Pretty neat. I like it. I really do like this airplane. I hope I can keep it in one piece. Something really, you know, beginner or intermediate flyers learning acrobatics with. This is a good one to do that. Very agile, yet you can easily switch back and protect yourself if you lose orientation. Like so. Just wanted to demonstrate that. Okay, let's bring it in close. I hope that video camera is recording all this. Yeah, going back to acro. This is acro again. And I'm going to try to do a real slow flyby to show you this, but it is stabilized, folks. See, I'm not giving it any pitch or roll commands. It keeps it flat. Okay, going back to stabilize that because it's hitting a wind gust right there. But I do like this airplane. And trying to stabilize it. Don't lose orientation there. Quadcopter 101. Just a neat airplane, huh? I think this will be a hit. I acknowledge that this is a copy of the X-Vert. You know, it's a clone, but that's the way things are, folks, in this hobby these days. The way things are in this hobby is they copy things and try to produce it cheaper. Some other company's going to do it. I don't know how the copyright works on this. You know, if there is such a thing as copyright when it comes to RC airplanes, or patent, if you will. You know, if there is patent protection on these, I don't know. But, you know, people say, well, you know, support the original. Well, free market, that's not how things work, you know, competition and all that. Yeah, you can support the original so far. But then, here you go. Somebody comes along with something cheaper that works just as well, if not better. I don't know if it's better. I don't have the X-Vert. I hear a lot of good work, you know, news about the X-Vert. A lot of people seem to like it, but a lot of people might seem to like this also. And there's another one coming along here, the X520 from, here, let's land this now. This battery's getting weak a little bit. So, the X520 from XK. I want to try that out. That's going to be cool. And there we go. Oops. Oops. That time we lost the motor. Just let you know. Looks like the motors are glued on, folks. So, I think that could be easily repaired. Oh, actually, is that double-sided sticky? No, that's glue. Glue holding it. So, in that instant there, I had a motor come off. Just letting you know that that is possible. But again, it's just glued on, so I'm just going to re-glue it back on there again. So, that's the flight. Let me unplug it, unplug the batteries, and we'll discuss it. Battery coming off. And let me turn off my camera too. My FPV camera. So, and putting it back on. Okay, so again, you know, that is it. Now we see how those motors are mounted. They're held on by glue. But all in all, it is a good flyer. It really is. I enjoyed flying it. Should be good for intermediate flyers wishing to try to learn acro on, you know, because you have that safety switch to be able to go back to. And it is very nimble if you want it to be, but yet again stabilized at the same time while in acro mode. So hope you enjoyed this flight. It's Quadcopter 101 signing off and going home to re-glue this back on. Okay, I'll see you.